Yes.
We can hear
Welcome,
you.
Your Excellency. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. You should know by now that you. Hello, can you hear me?
Of course.
Perfectly. We can hear you well. Welcome, sir. Yes. Welcome, Your Excellency. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. You should know by now that. This was up in there. Hello, can you Can you mute? Hello?
We can
Go
hear you,
ahead,
sir.
sir.
I think
Okay.
somebody's mic might be causing the lag.
Let me first apologize because you should know now that usually my own is blocked one way or the other. Because of it, I have to have 2 or 3 people around me when I do this space so you can use their numbers. So I apologize again for the delay, which has taken us time and all that. Tanko and all of you that are gathered there, let me respect all protocols and pay my respects to all of you. Sincere compliments of the season. I wish you an eventful season and the best of the year 2026. Tanko had been all this while in our busy schedule because Tanko is one, I can say, is the only one I did speak on a daily basis or every other day. And in our discussions, Tanko has always mentioned, please, if you can talk to, even if it's just 10, 20 of us together, and all this and all that. And when he said that, they said, Tanko, I know it's a short notice, but let not wait for another day. Can we do it this evening? So again, I apologize for the shortness because I think we spoke about sometime in the late afternoon, and I said, Tanko, let's just quickly do this. And Tanko, thank you and your team for putting up this. You know, even if it's no matter the few number of people I'm talking to, I'm glad and I sincerely thank you. And I thank you and all of you for the great work you're doing. As I keep saying consistently, it's not about me, it's not about any one of you in particular. It is about our country. It is about changing the narrative in our country where we can get it better, where our country that are now seen as non-disgraced country can start changing, where people can start seeing it as a country of character, a country of value, a country where there's reason for people to be happy to live in, to be part of. That is all just my introduction. So I thank all of you. And I'm here with you as long as it is possible for us to be in this space. Thank you and God bless you.
To 2023 up to the elections, the followership we had, and of course disappointment and everything we had last 2 years ago, just 2 years ago. What is the plan? How we're going to leverage on the obedient followership moving towards 2027? I know you're going to make announcements where you're going to the platform you're going to use. We are going to be patient and hear all that. In fact, somebody will ask that question too, but I'm asking, what is the plan to leverage on the followership of the obedient family, because we are all waiting to just move. We keep saying Obidients is coming every day. We are ready. I know Tanko, our leader, is here. I know there's so much we're trying to do on the ground, but we need to like move really, really fast because we have just next year to do all we need to do. So what's the plan, sir? We're just with you. We're here. Talk to us, and we just run with the vision. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello? What
Yes.
next question?
Hi, Chief. You can go ahead because you're taking like 4 questions at a row. So His Excellency will take the questions, then we go over to the next part. Hi, Chief.
From Your Excellency, good evening, sir.
evening, High Chief.
Well, my concern primarily in Nigeria is the issue that of our finances. If you look at the health check of the economy, how companies are closing off, and you see the weak purchasing power of those of Nigerian citizens, how weak it has become. We also know that Nigerian money is not the issue of Nigeria, but if you look at the report of the Auditor General that said 288 billion was misappropriated by INEC, 210 billion is missing by the NNPC audit report. 17.5 trillion was spent on pipeline security, and 7.5 trillion was also spent for subsidy in 2024. That is by NNPC report, with also the missing money from the NNPC, which they will also come around to say. One of money generation is not our issue. I think it's this misallocation and misalignment and misappropriation of resources that have led Nigeria to its knees. Because if our president is flying from the last week, he flew to Bauchi to some other part of the north. The jet he used was the jet, that was bought under the Obasanjo era. So you will now be wondering why we had to use 150 billion, to buy another jet. As he came into office for the first time. So this lack of cost cutting measures is the problem why Nigeria and the overprinting of money, the overspending of government. I think it is what's largely responsible for government inflation and the poverty Nigerians are facing. So I'm looking at areas that is possible when you come in. What are the things that you do to arrest this drift to public management and public resources?
Oh, thank you so much, Hi Chief. Valerie OJ. Valerie, I think you have the mic.
Thank you so much, Mercy. Good evening, Peter Obi. Good evening, Minister Tanko, and everybody there. Okay, so I just have a quick question for our principal. Please, we've been hearing this news that you may soon join the ADC, or that I don't know, Atiku Abubakar might step down for you, sir. So do you think this is plausible? Do you think you're going to be running under the ADC as the presidential flag bearer, or you think you may go to another party if the primaries won't be favorable for you? Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Valerie, for making that very snappy. Bele Chuku, you have the mic.
Good evening, Mercy. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Tanko. So my question is going to be some of the lessons we learned from 2023 and what we have to do better for 2027 in terms of strategy to make sure that the mistakes of 2023 does not repeat itself. So what do we do, and how do we, and what are the plans we have on ground to make sure that when the people come out, we are able to protect the people's mandate? Thank you, Your Excellency.
Okay, sir. I think this is the fourth question, so you can take the question, sir.
Okay, are you hearing me very well?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you for those who asked questions. The first question was talking about leveraging on the obedient movements or the followers we're able to mobilize through in 2023. Let me say it again. Nobody is a follower in this movement. We all believe in it. We are all part of it. It's a journey for all of us. If you're in it because you think you're following me or following anybody, you actually miss the mark. We're all in it together because we say we want to get it better. So that sacrifice you're doing is for yourself. It's something you can go on tomorrow and say, when it mattered, I was there, I contributed my own bit. It could be just being able to change one person in your street, in your house, everybody. It could be a wife convincing the husband, this is the better way we should go. It could be a husband convincing his wife. It could be a young man convincing his girlfriend or the girlfriend convincing the boy, listen, we cannot go be a student in school. Let us, all of us are joining to bring about this change. So those people that were there 2023, what I tell them is, and all of us, it is not time for despair. It is not time to look back on yesterday. It is time to look forward tomorrow. Those things we think we did not do right yesterday, we will not collectively do it well tomorrow. And all of us believing in it is to recruit more people. The question you ask yourself is, today better than 2023? If you look at it, then you'll be able to say, if it was 2023 was better, so it is getting worse, we should work harder. And I'm pleading to everybody to understand that we need to work harder. The next question High Chief talked about, issue of the economy, issue of misappropriation, fiscal rascality, and everything. I've said it consistently that it is time we understand as a country that the biggest problem of our country is fiscal rascality. We are looking for managers who can manage our resources. We are not looking for people who are good in entertainment. We are not looking for people who are good in making wonderful speech. We are not looking for these people who have the best degrees and everything. You see me say every day, educational qualification is not a measure of integrity. You see me say every day, being a good speaker, having this is not a measure of integrity. We are looking for people who can manage our money. People who can manage our money in a manner that it makes all the difference. People who are around me will tell you how I say and do this every day. People say to you, how do you get money to do this and all that and all that? And I said to them, okay, we're going to do this. If we do this, it will cost us this. If we do this, it will cost us this. And I can go on and tell you, it is not those who do it, it wasn't a rocket science. It is that you have managed resources and have managed it just even today. Today, I met Dr. Sam Amadi. The man has spoken about that is something is about this about education. Okay, was from his village. When I went there today, I and Sam was discussing something. I said, Sam, what we are looking for is managers of resources. People, our country has become a country where we celebrate greed, or we've normalized greed, we've normalized criminality, we normalize people who misappropriate and celebrate them, our common resources. We celebrate a place where people think the only way to measure success is money, is the amount of car you have, is where you celebrate your birthday, the way how big you do this and everything. Sam, I want people to normalize that people should go to school. I want people to normalize that people should care about people being able to have a health facility. I want us to normalize it. I said, "Sir, I've served." And I said every day, if you see one contractor who said that in 8 years P2B was in office, he sat down with him and they were saying how much you had for him. If you see one, show me that one. If they show you anywhere, any piece of land belonging to Anambra State, I signed a CFO of over 1,000 for one single man, one person. He came to my office. He said, "Sir, Governor, I have over 200, I think it was I have over 200 pieces of land I have bought across the state. I do this type of business, I buy, sell this, is CFO. If you sign them, for every CFO you signed, no, I think I was wrong. It was about 250 because it said, for every CFO you sign, I will give you this amount. I signed all that piece of CFO for him, and he said to me, "I agreed to pay you this." I told him, "You're not owing me. You are not owing me." When I was looking for land to build where I live now in Onitsha, he offered to give me one of his land free. He said he has never seen that type of thing. He's 92 years now. I go and greet him. You say, "My son, sit down. You're a saint." No, I'm not a saint. But as at that time, I was elected to manage public resources. I was managed to manage lands belonging to the state and the people. I am not allowed to appropriate it to myself because it's against the law. I am not a saint. I've never claimed to be one. But whatever I've done, I did it within the law. If I made mistake, it is not knowingly. Because there might be a place that made mistakes. I'm a human being. But nobody will ever say, "Oh, Peter will be asking, give me this amount, or give me this, or I needed this and everything." And like I always tell people when they say, "Oh, you're not telling them," I say, "Listen, no thief on earth," I've asked that question across the whole globe, have ever seen what he can steal and keep it. And I say it every day, nobody have argued it. I left 36 billion naira when naira was 150 million, 150 naira per dollar. I left 36 billion naira and I left $150 million. $150 million. Nobody asked me to save money in dollars. It was me who said, since Nigeria trades and save their money, their reserve in dollars, Anambra must also have, let me start a subnational saving for the future of our children. And I started saving that money. Some has questioned, "Oh, you would have used it to do conference hall. You would have used it, Anambra have no standard conference hall. Anambra didn't have this." And I laugh. As at time I was governor, we were doing things that will contribute to development. We're investing in education. We're investing in health. If you come today, we have one of the best educational systems. We had one of the best health facilities where you have schools of nursing and everything, all either started by me directly or supporting some agencies to start it. I was the first governor to approach Bank of Industry to give on lending to our small businesses. If you go to Cecilia, to Mrs. Oputu, not Cecilia, sorry, Mrs. Oputu, who was then the managing director of Bank of Industry, he will tell you that I met him on a Sunday. She told me she's going to church. I said, "Madam, what I'm going to talk to you is about church too. Church is about praying and helping humanity." So I'm coming to you on this Sunday. And when I arrived, I said, Madam, what I want to do is I want to contribute Anambra money. You contribute Bank of Industry money, and you lend it to big small businesses in Anambra State, strictly. They have no Bank of Industry there in Anambra State, the branch. That was how she said, I'm coming to your state to start. This is innovative. We work together. I'm coming to your state to start Bank of Industry branch. That's how it started. And we're going to do this. And I think we invested 2 billion and they brought in their own 2 billion or whatever. I can't remember the real figure now, but that's how it started. Today, most states are doing it and it's working. But I was the first to start it. I was the first to do poverty mapping in Nigeria. I can go on and on. We need managers of our resources. We need people who are not greedy, who do not see money as everything in their life, who do not see money as a measure of their success, who see contributing to humanity as a measure of their success. That's number 2 question. News on ADC, AA stepping down, article stepping down. Let me assure you, when people say I'm defecting to ADC, when people say I'm joining ADC, I don't know I don't know what to say. All of you are in this country. When ADC was launched, I was there. And they said it's us coming together for this coalition. And I said it and I spoke there. I said, I am part of this coalition. I said it there. So why would I join something that we started months ago? Other people are trying to make me a new person. So they'll say, oh, after it was in December that you entered. Let me assure you, I've been part of ADC from inception and contributed, not just from inception. I said all oppositions must come together if we are going to change this country. All of us will come together. It is no longer about the party thing. It is all of us coming together because we are in existential threat where things are collapsing. So all of us, whether you are in PDP, you are in Labour, you are in AMPP, whether you are in whatever action group, whether you are in whatever YP, we need to come together and save this nascent democracy that is collapsed now. We need to come together. So I'm part of ADC. Whether somebody asking question, whether Atiku is stepping down for me, let me tell you one thing I've always said. Atiku remains a leader I respect. He remains a very senior brother I respect and will always want to work with. I'm not talking about anybody stepping down for me. I'm going into ADC. All of us have agreed to come together to work as a family. And when we get to that family, the most important thing Nigerians should be asking in ADC is, yes, some of us can say we are good. Some people might say some are not listening. How can you say? Me ask that question. How can you say ADC is going to change when this corrupt man is this? When this bad man is with you? When this is a? Let me tell you, the man who wrote most of the sections we read in the Bible today, I'm a Christian, is the man who was the chief prosecutor of Jesus Christ, of the Christianity, and later change. Most important thing I want to see in ADC families, what is it that we're offering Nigerians that is different from what they're getting today? What is it that we're offering them? If it is that we want power for the sake of power, P2B is not part of it. I want to see a Nigerian where we are offering people better education. We're offering people health facilities where the person in my village can be sick, where the person in my village can be sick and have a primary health care he can attend. I want us to offer poor people out of poverty. I want us to be investing the resources. I'm looking forward to a productive, progressive Nigeria where things can work for everybody, where people are employed, where young youths are this. This is not ever. We have 130 million people that are living in poverty. I've traveled all over the world, going to different schools. I've traveled all over the world, going to different countries to learn what they did. What we are trying to do, some people have done it better, and I visited them, studied what they are doing. So for me, it is, what are we offering? It's not a question of, oh, I'm going in there, somebody will step down for me. I'm going in there to be a member. That's how I'm in there. I'm a member. It is for us to collectively say, Kanko can do this job better. I'm looking for a Nigeria where people will not just be competing for competing's sake. I'm looking for a Nigeria where Ibrahim is better. He can do it. I'm looking for a Nigeria where Aisha, I'm looking for a Nigeria where Bola, anybody is better. And we can say, yes, if we are working with this person, it will be a better person for us to work with. Not a Nigeria where Tanko knows he's not in financial industry. Not in a Nigeria where Peter knows he's not a good manufacturer, but they say they're looking for money from a manufacturer loan is now 5%. He goes to borrow it and throw it away. When he knows that in Nigeria where P2B knows he cannot manage money, and he manage money, I, as a bank chairman, have in my life wrote a note to somebody who was very good, a very good, hardworking person. And I wrote in the system where he is and told them, this man is very good and should be put to be in charge of social and social place, but should not be put where money is. And his organ came years after and told me, you are fantastic. Because he doesn't have the skill to manage money. Whenever he put money in his hand, he mismanages it. But if you leave him where he is, he's doing very well. So I told him, I said, as long as you don't put him where he's in charge of money, he's weak. Because managing money is difficult. It is not easy for people to have money and they won't spend it. It is a very difficult, it's very tempting. It's not, people think it is easy. It is very, 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 very tempting for you to have money and you go about, and I think people who have been around me and see me recommend and say, this man can manage money, this man cannot manage money, even see me. 2 days ago, I was in Abuja, or 3 days ago, my lawyer, whom I was in his office, offered to buy me something. And I said, what is the price? He told me, I said, no, you can't have it. He said, I'm the one paying. I said, I'm not saying you're not the one paying. Today I was in his house, in his village. I passed through it. I said, I came to greet you. He said, do you know since that 2 days ago, he's been wondering why he wanted to buy that thing for me. I said, well, maybe I was wrong. I have allergy for money being wrongly spent because some people need it. That's why I can't afford to celebrate when people can't go to school. So I'd rather give that money to school. And luckily for me, he's an old boy of a school doing their celebration very soon. I said, lawyer, go there and buy 2 chairs with that money. That money would have given me to do this something. We'll buy 2 chairs. If all of us buy 2 chairs, so ADC must offer something different. I took time to answer this so that maybe people will not. Somebody said, what do we do in 2023 that we're going to do differently in 2023? Well, it's not for us to elaborate this in space, but we all know that we have to do things differently. And I assure you, we will do it differently. As we go along, we will continue to discuss what we did wrong and what we're going to do differently. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All of that meeting, a lot of things will have been finalized, and partly which will be who should emerge as the head of the coalition itself. So some people might call us naive, but we thought that the whole conversation was about you emerging as the head of the ticket. Now, that said, our assumption was that the whole conversation, it was supposed to be an arranged marriage. We come together and we just move on from there. But now it looks like we're now talking about dating and getting to know ourselves all over again. So the question for you, sir, sorry, real quick, the question for you will be, now that you have said that it's ADC, you are in ADC, we're going to work from inside, should Obidients go and become members of ADC? Should they register with ADC going forward?
Okay, let me again tell you. When it was announced, they said they have been working for 18 months. That's what you said. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me say it again. From the time this coalition was being finalized and announced, I was part of it. And I said it that day. I was part of it in attending the meeting. I was part of it in whatever contribution they did. So I'm not a new person in it. When you are forming a party, it's like forming a company. We've put the managers there, and I believe the chairman of ADC today is a competent person. And we said we're coming together as parties, as individuals. And our purpose is that the way things are going is wrong. And we want to change. We can't at that time be saying we're coming together to support anybody. No, I don't think that's the way to go. I don't think it's proper. But if we come together and we're working together, we will see, obviously, that A or B or C will be able to do what we want better. If we come into it and we're going to do a major alliance, anything, and we'll come into it and say, oh, this is this, oh, this is this, I don't think it's proper way to do it. It is not the proper way. Let us at all time not look for easy way out. It is not what is required in life. Let us work. Let us prove that this thing, we deserve this. We deserve that. We deserve this. We deserve that. Even when I entered labor, when I joined in labor, labor told me, we have this number of people contesting for election. We have somebody like Patu Tommy, Prof is somebody who is a very, very dear brother, senior elder brother. And Prof is there. When I went in there, I met Prof. We started talking. I started moving around. Prof said to me, we will see what will happen when we. But in that primary, Prof said, I want to do this, but I want to be the chairman. Let Peter be the managing director. And I can tell you, this is not the first time he's doing it in his life. He's done it in another place where two of us met together, where he said, Peter, you can run around. I've seen you run around with so much energy. Go and do it. If you join, you've seen me write that I'm the youngest chairman of a bank. Let me tell you, the entire board that made me chairman, I was the youngest person in terms of the age and the youngest in entry. There were people sitting on board for 5 years, 6 years, 8 years when I joined them. When they were to elect chairman, the man who nominated me for chairman is still alive today. Major Ramagoro. And when I was looking at them and said, oh, if you don't know, Jaramagoro is Federal Commissioner for Transport, if I'm right, under Gowon.